Terrence Buck Crawford and Canelo Alvarez are at the press conference right now, and it's not as friendly as it was in the first few pressers. They going at it. Crawford letting it be known right now that he's gonna whoop Canelo. You can see it, my people. Dana White in the building, and they're doing it UFC style where they got the fans asking questions of the fighters. Canelo saying it's gonna be a good fight. He's saying he's gonna be at his best.
This is just different. You know, you see what happened when a good fighter jump up and his opponent is great fighter. So you're gonna find out.
That means you're a good fighter and B-Ball is a great fighter, right?
Ooh, Crawford dropped a bomb on Canelo.
I'm a great fighter.
So you got your ass whooped by a good fighter, right?
You're a good fighter.
Canelo saying that Crawford is a good fighter moving up to fight a great fighter. And Crawford's like, oh yeah, but you moved up and you got your ass whooped, Bobby Bull. So I told you, my peoples, Crawford wasn't going to have that friendly energy no more. That's it. The being nice to each other, smiling to each other, it's over. We're going to see them now be aggressive. We're going to see Bud and Canelo letting each other have it in these pressers. Maker, yo, Bud is lit. I knew you were going to be here, JSmiff. You know it, my brother. This is, a press conference for one of the most important fights. This is the most important fight in boxing right now. I believe that, we're covering history. We're witnessing history. I like what Dana White is doing right now. I like that he brought this from MMA to boxing, where he actually gives the fans the opportunity to ask the fighters questions. So, he got people in the crowd asking Canelo and asking Crawford questions and asking Dana White questions. So I really like that. If I was present, I wish I could ask some questions. Marco, what's up, bro? What's the deal, my G? Appreciate you dropping in. Watching the Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Buck Crawford press conference. And, it's exactly like I was telling people who told me, Canelo and Crawford, they're being too friendly. I don't like it. And I told them, listen, the fight is 3 months away. These guys, they're not deep into the training camp. So, there's a real light mood. But as they get closer and closer to September 13th, we're going to see, a different type of energy. We already saw it in the last fight where Canelo pushed Crawford. We're seeing it in this fight. It's a whole different energy right now. That's it. We're not going to see Canelo and Crawford smiling with each other no more. Maker, what's crazy is Bud is mean with it. You get on his bad side and it's over. Yo, Crawford don't play. He a real one. Cuidado con los piecitos, Ryan, que no te pise ahí.
Mi palito mortadela.
Mami te lo va a traer. Don't do it, Ryan. Don't do it. Come on now. I'm going to tell mommy to bring it for you. So, right now we're seeing that, again, they're asking them questions. And look what Crawford's saying. Look what Crawford just said. Canelo has a huge fan base. Great. They can't fight for him. It's only going to be Canelo and Crawford. Right. Para de llorar. ¿O te quieres sentar conmigo? You want to sit with me? Come on. Salute to the young champ. Te dijeron hola, mira. You want to say hey? You want to say hello? So, there you go, my peoples. Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford. You see the difference in their demeanor. You can see that they not joking around. They not smiling with each other. That's it. That's it. This is the type of energy that we're going to see going forward. Where Canelo and Crawford, they throwing jabs at each other. Look what Crawford said. Also, you was a regular fighter when you fought Bivol and he beat your ass. Bivol dropping bombs on him. It's the same thing that I've been telling Crawford fans. I mean, Crawford haters who bring up Madrimov and they're like, well, look at Madrimov. He didn't look special. Yeah, did Canelo look special against Bivol when he got his ass whooped? No.
Hola.
First things first, let's worry about this now. Go ahead, sir.
Question for Terrence to your left. There's a narrative that's built over the last few years that Canelo's best days may be behind him.
Listen, you see? They're asking Terrence Crawford about that narrative. Ya, Ryan, está bien. Ya yo te dijeron hola. They're asking Crawford about that narrative that people may want to spread, that Canelo's past his best times, that past his prime. Crawford like, nah, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about whooping him. Make her buff and spark this brother.
It's not frustrating because I've been dealing with my whole career.
And look, Crawford saying it to him, it's not even frustrating. This is what he's been dealing with. You know, people thinking that he's over, you know, that he's not going to win a certain fight, that he's not going to win this one, that he's even going to get stopped. They were saying he was going to get stopped versus Errol Spence, and y'all saw how it played out. By the way, my peoples, in case you missed it, I went live with Blue Blood Sports TV, and we talk about Crawford versus Canelo. You know, if you missed that live, make sure you check it out. You know, spent about 45 minutes talking to Blue Blood Sports TV. Shout out to my guy. You know, he always showed me love behind the scenes. A lot of people don't know it, but Blue Blood Sports TV, that's my brother, that's my guy. What happened, Ryan? Your mozzarella sticks? Ah, bien, little. Yeah, mommy's coming with your mozzarella sticks. Marco looks like little Alexis Arguello. So look, my peoples, it's exactly the way that I thought it was gonna be. If you saw the first two press conferences, even the first three, you could see that Canelo and Crawford, they were smiling with each other. They was playing it cool. And I had a couple of people in the chat tell me, yo, listen, I don't like that they playing cool. They're gonna be friendly throughout the press conferences. And you see that's not the case, my peoples. You see it right now. You saw it in the last one where Canelo shoved Crawford. But I like the way, the look of this press conference, simply because Dana White is giving fans the opportunity to interact with the fighters, to interact with himself. So I think other promoters should copy that. You know, a press conference doesn't have to be where only reporters get to ask questions. You should get the fans involved. So I like this little, you know, nuance, this little innovation that Dana White is bringing to boxing. Marco, that belt changes everything. Yo, but you already see Crawford and Canelo are starting to have a different energy. Anda a ver si mami viene subiendo. Mira para allá abajo, a ver. Mira para afuera, a ver si abre la puerta para ver si mami viene. Abre la puerta. Ah, no, pero ponte tu cross. No se haga de caso, ponte tu cross.
Go ahead. Question for Dana. How did you and
JJ Zendejas.
come to an agreement to
Hello, JSmiff. I'm here. Let's go. Hit the like button, everyone. I'm at the airport right now, going to Twin Falls, Idaho for 4th of July. My brother, enjoy your trip to Idaho. You already know, man, we talking about. And by the way, my peoples, it's 15 of us, and I got 1 like. Y'all really out here ducking that like button like Tank Davis is ducking Shakur. Tank should have been for Shakur, and y'all should have been hit that like button. Stop playing with me. Again, you know, I like the energy that Canelo is bringing to this press conference. I like the energy that's Crawford's bringing. You know, they both look focused, laser sharp focused. Let's see, you know, they're both feeling confident. You know, they're both saying, yeah, I know I'm going to win. I got this. Look at that. Canelo has a fan asking him, you know, what does he promise for September 13th? What is he promising that's going to happen on September 13th? Let's see.
De mi parte, lo que a mí me compete siempre
Ah, okay. You see, Canelo saying from my end,
Mi papi,
cálmate,
mamá.
Liru, tenemos que esperar que mami venga.
No, mi mamá.
Look at that, Canelo saying, and that was a good answer from Canelo. He's saying that he's gonna leave it all out there in the ring, give it all he got.
Mi mamá.
Está bien, pues tenemos que esperar, Liru, que mami venga.
Mamá. Mi mamá. Mi mamá. Mi mamá.
Hit the like button. That's what I'm talking about, man. 18 of us, 4 likes. Yo, that's nasty work, man. Y'all doing me wrong.
Mamá.
Marco, Tank is done. His whole camp is upside down. ¿Qué
Mamá.
pasó? Anda a ver si ella llegó. Mira para abajo, para la calle. Mira para la calle. Yo estoy aquí, yo te voy a ver. Tank is done. His whole camp is upside down. I don't know, man. I was talking to Blue Blood Sports TV, about an hour ago. He told me that he don't even know if Tank and Lamar Roach is going to fight. Because they don't have, you know, it's still kind of... So, there you have it. John Parham. I had to be respectful because Blue blocked me over a good debate 5 months ago. I appreciate the respect, my brother. I appreciate that. Again, my peoples, y'all gotta stop ducking that like button. Stop playing, man. 4 likes when it's 12 of us. There should be at least 12 likes up in here. Marco, when Tank fired his trainer, that was it. Hold on, my people. You know, I don't know what happened because they've kind of been able to do a good job to keep that in-house. So we don't know what happened between Tank and Calvin Ford but he actually didn't fire him. You know, Ford was actually, Coach Cal was there at the fight and he was in the corner. He just wasn't the primary coach in the training camp. So, you know, I was talking to Lori Reed. She's part of the TGD promotional team. And she told me that, you know, Tank and Coach Cal, they good. They training good. So, let's see. The people that's there with them are saying that they getting ready. By the way, Terrence Crawford just said that he's going to be on Mount Rushmore after he beat Canelo Alvarez. JJ's in the house. Hello, Officer John. God bless you and your family. Marco, okay, I don't know that. John Parham, you watching the Canelo conference. They're asking horrible questions. Yeah, they're asking horrible questions. The thing is that they're doing it UFC style, so they're picking fans to ask questions, which I'm cool with that. But I guess sometimes you also have to try to have a section of the crowd where you know is the hardcore boxing fans that are going to have to ask the real good question. Because if you're just asking random fans, they might ask some real goofy shit. You know, they're not reporters. They're not professionals. They don't really know what are the best questions to ask. John Parham, JJ, you and the police.
Happy birthday, Patty.
Salúdame, mi amor, salúdame. But I got Canelo. I got Silva, los more. Oíste, cuando tú pato los sirves. Está bien. But it's like a John Parham, it seems a little staged. I think it seems that way just because, you know, it's a whole different ball game than what we used to see with pressers in boxing. It's a more, I would say, loose environment where you have, you know, you're interacting with the fans. But still, man, I see the different energy in Canelo. I see it in Crawford as well. You could tell that that's it. We're not going to see either one of them laughing or joking around anymore. That's it. From here on out, it's going to be serious. It's going to be real serious. Again, my people, for those of you who missed the previous live from it was like 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. I was live with Blue Blood Sports TV. He gave me his prediction for this fight. We spoke for about 45 minutes about how we see the fight playing out. By the way, yesterday, Blue was actually with Bill Haney, and they was talking. And Bill Haney went on his platform on his channel to talk, about the whole situation with Devin and Brian Norman Jr. Blue Blood Sports TV tells me that Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. will go down in November. That fight is gonna go down. More, échame cachú aquí. So he told me that there's just some details that they're ironing out with His Excellency Turkey Al-She and I guess Top Rank. But he's telling me that fight is going down, man. I want to see it. I'm with it. JJ Sendeja, yes. Stupid shit like what kind of food do you like? And where do you like to travel? Yeah, it's like, come on, man. We're about to have, one of the biggest fights in the history of boxing. And you talking about food and travel? Man, shit your goofy ass up. Tírame like.
Ahí está bien.
Échame chima. You see? Ay, gracias, amore. You see? Crawford's letting everyone know a win over Canelo is going to put him in Mount Rushmore. And if y'all remember, those of you who were in the live this morning, y'all know I was saying it. Crawford beating Canelo is going to be one of the biggest wins in boxing history. Mark Cole. Bud wins 6 rounds to 4 with 1 and 2 even. Mark, not bad outlook. So I got this fight going the distance. I know they're offering the knockout bonus and all that stuff, but it's 2 great fighters in the ring. 2 guys who have been at the highest level for a lot of years. So I think that is going to go the distance. Like I said, I got Terence Crawford winning by unanimous decision. When it comes to this press conference, I think we're going to be seeing more of this energy. For those who were complaining yesterday, telling me that, they don't like how the fighters are smiling too much with each other. They're being too friendly. That's it. You can already see that these guys, they're going to start to have that energy towards each other. But what do you guys think about this style of press conference, with Dana White giving the fans an opportunity to ask questions? I know that there's been some real bad questions, like you wasted some time with that goofy ass question. But to be honest, I like it. I like the whole, innovation involving the fans. I think you just gotta pick the right fans so that they ask some good questions. No hay nada de esto más, more.
Sí. Hay uno de chinola y uno de fútbol. Hay uno de chinola y uno de fútbol.
Tráeme cualquiera.
Ryan, ¿cuál tú quieres, chinola?
Johnny Hill, good. Here you go, my peoples. Terence Crawford says September 13th, he's assuring the fans that he's going to walk out of there with the W. No, ponlo en Netflix arriba. John Parham. Just giving you shit, Johnny. Johnny Hill, Canelo wins, and I have money on that wood. If you got Canelo winning, my brother, place your online bet. Place your online bet. I got Crawford winning by unanimous decision. And I'm telling you right now, this fight is not going to play out like you think. Crawford is a very small 168-pounder. He's not a big guy. He doesn't even look big in front of Crawford every time they face off. They're going to be face off. They're going to face off at the end of this presser. Let's take a look at him once again so you can see that Crawford don't even look big in front of Canelo. I mean, Canelo doesn't even look big in front of Crawford. Mark Cole, great idea. Just don't get questions from the fuckboy section. You know what? In a way, I agree with you. I understand what you're saying. You got to take... I think if you're going to allow fans to ask questions, you should do some kind of poll. Do a poll or something like that and have them fill it out. And based on their answers, the ones that do a best job answering the poll, give them the opportunity to ask the questions. They're not going to ask you, you're a fighter and about to be in the biggest fight of the year. Who the hell's gonna ask you what you like to eat? Goofy as hell. Johnny Hill. Let's see how long he can take hits. He's gonna take hits just fine. Ozzy, I think Canelo head movement won't work very well versus Crawford. He's too sharp for that. And I gotta say, my brother, Canelo's head movement is diminished. It's not what it used to be. Johnny Hill, they're gonna have a small ring. A small ring won't really mean anything, my brother. We've never seen Terence Crawford running. Terence Crawford's not a runner. So that whole narrative about Crawford running, I don't know where it came from, but Crawford's not a runner, my guy. He's a guy who's going in there to fight every fight. Underrated Will. It's not what it used to be like. He lost it and can't get it back. Johnny Hill, cut the ring off. Canelo's not going to have to cut the ring off. He's going to be too busy getting his ass whooped. And by the way, Johnny Hill, you saw that he couldn't cut the ring off versus William Skull. The fight went 12 rounds and Canelo couldn't cut the ring to save his life. So he's not exactly the best ring cutter out there these days. Well, my people, there goes the presser. The presser is over. I was not expecting that, but Dana White called it, and the presser kind of ended abruptly by surprise. I wasn't even ready for it. But Canelo and Crawford didn't face each other off. I wouldn't be surprised if Canelo said, "Yo, I don't want to do no more face-offs." Then they're gonna start to realize that I'm little. Ozzy, you think anyone gonna go to the canvas this fight? Honestly, I don't think so. I think it'll go the distance without nobody getting dropped. But it can happen. Canelo has the power to drop Crawford. Crawford also has what it takes to send Canelo to the canvas. So I'm not ruling it out. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I don't see it happening. Mark Hall, I wish I could see some of Bud training to see if he carries that weight okay. I'm telling you, man, he's going to carry that power. Just take into account, my brother, that Crawford has been walking around weighing 185 pounds. Training, sparring, running, lifting weights. Imagine when he cuts down to 168. Cause people are talking like he's gonna, gain weight the last couple of weeks of the fight to meet Canelo at 168. Meanwhile, he's been walking around in the 180s. In the 180s, my people. Come on. Crawford's pretty big. And he's gonna have to cut down over 10 pounds to make 168. So the notion that Canelo is too big, in my opinion, that was debunked the moment they went face to face and we saw them. Come on now. That was debunked, that he's too big and Crawford's too small. We saw them face to face, looking right at each other's face. Canelo didn't look big in front of Crawford. Let's keep it real, my peoples. Johnny Hill, but weight classes is real. Ozzy, Shakur thinks Crawford gonna stop Canelo. I mean, it's like I told y'all. Boxing fans make the mistake of thinking that if a fighter hasn't been stopped, it's impossible to stop him. But that's not the case. Anybody who's been in the ring, I've been in the ring, amateur and pro, anybody who's been in the ring, my peoples, will tell you it's not the way you think, bro. It's really not. It's really going to be different than the way a lot of you think is going to play out. All that weight classes for a reason stuff is not going to play out the way y'all think. Your green thumb, Crawford, is gonna smash. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. You know, I feel like it's gonna be a competitive fight, very even matchup. But by the time they get to the 8th, 9th, Crawford is gonna start taking over, and there's gonna be moments where he may actually make it look easy. Watch, my people. Johnny Hill, put money on Wood. Johnny, you have to understand, Terrence Crawford is gonna be the underdog. Why would I bet you money, for example, when if I bet online, I would make more money? That don't even make no sense. Forget about putting money on Wood. If you believe in Canelo so strongly, bet the house on him. Go ahead to a betting site, bet the house on him, and post your betting sheet. But all I'm telling you is, Crawford is gonna win that fight, and you're gonna find out. You're saying someone's always gotta go. Canelo already got beat up twice. Canelo got beat up twice. So there's already a blueprint out there to whoop Canelo's behind. There ain't no blueprint for Bud, my guy. Ain't no blueprint for a guy that's undefeated, who never took a L. Your green thumb. Mayweather made Canelo look bad in Canelo's prime. Mayweather's 40. Now, you're wrong about that, my guy. Canelo was, I wouldn't say 23 years old is your prime. Like right now, tell me a fighter that you think right now of this era was in their prime at 23. So 23 is not fair to say that he was in his prime. And Floyd Mayweather was not 40, he was 36, my guy. So to give you context, right now, Terrence Buck Crawford is 38. So Crawford is older than Floyd Mayweather was when he fought Canelo. Floyd Mayweather was 36. But still, great win for Floyd. He made it look easy. And Dimitri Bivol also made it look easy. That's what people don't understand. Both of the times that Canelo lost, he got made to look bad. Both of the times. LB Marshall, salute to Box Center, the Future Boxing Channel. Breaking news, Buck Crawford wins by decision. LB Marshall, salute my brother. And yo, you're a sidekick. Saying that Crawford is going to win by decision is like you're a sidekick. You see the future, because that's exactly what's going to happen. Johnny Hill, almost knocked out. I don't know what you're talking about, almost knocked out. Nobody was almost knocked out. Now, Canelo wasn't almost got his ass whooped twice and made to look like a bum twice. That wasn't almost. He got made to look like a bum twice. Zendejas. Right now, the odds are if you put $100 down on Crawford, you win 140. It's closer than people think. And Zendejas, I promise you. You see those odds? As we get closer to fight time, they're going to be even closer. All of these little signs to show you how great Terrence Crawford actually is. That he's moving up, multiple divisions. And the odds in this fight are going to be closer than Canelo's odds in any fight in a long time. D. Willer, you see OG, Canelo by decision. Canelo going to get beat up. I'm trying to tell you. Johnny Hill, Mean Machine. Mean Machine got stopped. You bring up Mean Machine, I bring up Dimitri Bivol. You see, Mean Machine got stopped. Dimitri Bivol beat the shit out Canelo. LB Marshall, Flo made it look easy. And Lara beat Canelo. That's why I didn't give him a rematch. That fight, till this day, people feel like Lara beat Canelo. Till this day. Ozzy, I don't think he's going to run. But I think he's going to struggle to gain Canelo's respect unless he does it very early. My guy, Crawford is not going to struggle to get Canelo's respect. In the first round, he's going to land a couple of real sharp, long jabs. where Canelo's gonna be out of range and he's gonna eat those flush and a couple of hard power punches. And from that point on, Canelo's gonna respect him. People think Canelo's just gonna be walking him down. Once he takes that power, it ain't going down like that. Go get the money. Bud just got mad in the press conference. Nah, it's that he mad about the disrespect, man. People just talking and acting like he's a little dude about to fight a giant. He want to make sure people understand. I'ma beat his ass. It's gonna be an ass whooping. Crawford is looking to whoop Canelo's ass. Ace B 574 is the first RD. That's right. In the first round, that's right. Now, ain't gonna be no stoppage, my brother. I promise you. This fight is going the distance. Ozzy, you really think so, bro? I feel like Canelo good at taking shots. No. Canelo can take a punch. But I've been telling everybody, anybody can get stopped if they get hit with the right punch at the right time. Trust me. Canelo can be, eat a shot that'll take him straight to the canvas. Do I expect it to happen? Honestly, no. I don't expect it. John Parham, it's a sign them fries bad for you. Johnny Hill, we gonna see. Albert Oliver, that's his first mistake. My peoples, let me point something out for y'all. For those of you who did not get to catch Boxing for Breakfast this morning, you don't know what you missed out. But Mondays through Fridays, JSmiff is going to be live at 6 in the morning doing Boxing for Breakfast. We're going to be talking boxing. You know what we do, my peoples? Making the predictions, talking about the biggest fights, and we're going to enjoy it. No more waking up in the morning thinking about boxing and talking to yourself. Now you got box centers, Boxing for Breakfast, to go in and enjoy the show. Your green thumb. Man, you cool. New subscriber. Ooh, your green thumb. I appreciate it, my brother. And by the way, I post videos every day. Today I posted videos of different people making predictions about Crawford versus Canelo. I also posted another video, and I was live with Blue Blood Sports TV. We was talking about Canelo and Crawford as well. Spoke about Shakur versus Tank. So after this live, you want to check out those videos. A lot of good content in there, my brother. JJ Zendejas. See you guys tomorrow. God bless. You, JSmiff, and the Box Center family. Everyone put good work in the morning show. And now hit the like button. Hell yeah, that morning show was fire. And we're going to keep getting it in. People don't got that boxing fix in the morning. That we've been missing that. Well, JSmiff is coming through and is gonna give you that boxing in the morning, my peoples. CJ, Canelo ain't stopping people anymore. I mean, to be fair, that fight with William Skull, I don't blame Canelo a lot for it, simply because you gotta think about it, man. William Skull, he wasn't there to exchange, to interact. He was there to move around and to make sure he didn't get hit with a big shot. And he survived at that. But it's hard to hurt a guy who's not going to trade with you. Canelo, listen, whether you agree or not, my peoples, Canelo's the type of fighter that he needs his opponents to cooperate with him. He needs them to have a willingness to stand there and trade with him, because he can't chase him around anymore. He can't cut the ring to save his life. William Skull showed us that. That's why they're saying Crawford's going to run. Crawford's going to run. They scared of him running because they feel like, this dude's going to box circles around Canelo. They playing those mind games, my peoples. That's what's going on. They playing mind games to try to convince Crawford to fight Rock'em Sock'em robots and to get out of his game. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen, my peoples. Crawford is going to have a great game plan. I promise you, Bomac put together something real good for Canelo, and they're going to execute to perfection. That's the way it's going down. But my people, there you have it. We saw the press conference. We're seeing the energy. It's different now. And it's going to keep, getting more and more intensive as they get closer to fight night. Canelo versus Crawford, that's going to be one of the biggest. It is the biggest fight in boxing right now. But I think this fight is a lot bigger than some people think. It's like, yo, you don't understand what's going on. You don't understand the historical significance of what we're about to witness. My peoples, we're about to witness a big, big, big fight. This is big. Albert Oliver, Caleb did a good job, just like Billy Joel, but they both got handled. I know, but Bivol didn't get handled. And what did Bivol use to beat Canelo? His height and reach advantages. Because he had that long jab, Canelo couldn't establish a consistent attack to the body. He just couldn't do it. But guess what? Terence Crawford got longer reach than Dimitri Bivol. Please process that information, bro. Crawford got longer reach than Bivol. Do he got the skills to keep Canelo at the end of that jab? Hell yeah, I believe he does. Keston Luke, I'm here, brother. What's the deal, my G? Appreciate you dropping in. David O, which Crawford doesn't have? Crawford doesn't have what? Crawford has the reach advantage to give Canelo problems and the boxing skills, the footwork to keep him outside of his own punching range. But, you know, everybody's focusing on Canelo being big, Canelo being strong. You need to be focusing about that ass whooping Crawford is going to give him. I'm just being real with y'all. I'm just being 100% real with y'all. My peoples, check this out. I got this little mini burger that I got to handle. I'm about to end this live. Assad. Hello, Bastard. Did you check fighter from Pakistan? Puri Loon? I don't know who that is, my brother. I've never heard of him. David O, put your money where your mouth is. I will. I'm going to be betting online. Crawford is the underdog. Why would I bet a stranger that might not even pay me? Like, yo, I stopped betting people. Let me put it to y'all like this. To everybody on the chat. Don't even offer me to make bets, my peoples. Because when Terence Crawford put the beats on Canelo, I won bets for like 7, 8 people. And only 2 people paid me. Everybody else started playing goofy as hell. So everybody want to bet. But when it's time to pay, everybody don't want to pay. So I don't. If I want to bet, I can make an online bet and show you the ticket, so you see that I bet. You trust Canelo, you feel confident, put your money on Canelo. I'm gonna be putting my money on Crawford, and y'all gonna see my ticket. Simple as that. Lawrence Carmichael, I kind of think Madrimov beat Crawford. You only think Madrimov beat Crawford because you don't like Crawford. Without a shred of doubt, Madrimov did not beat Crawford. You think Madrimov beat Crawford because you don't like Crawford, because you thought Errol Spence was going to beat him and Crawford pummeled him. So your dislike for Crawford is why you're always going to have a negative point of view. Crawford beat Madrimov. That's not even arguable. Assad, you say you will look for him online. He is best fighter in the world. Oh, nah. Now that you said that, I'm not going to look for him. He's not the best fighter in the world. If I never heard of you, you're not the best fighter in the world. You tripping. Ozzy, I ain't even worried about Bud taking big shots. More worried about him not being able to hurt Canelo. I know he's going to get out of the way of those shots. But my guy, why would you be focused on whether or not Crawford can hurt Canelo when Floyd Mayweather and Bivol, they couldn't and they wasn't trying to hurt Canelo. They were simply trying to outbox him, outpoint him, and they did it successfully. So why is it that we're putting this bar on Crawford that he has to hurt Canelo to win? Like, he doesn't have the skills to outbox him just like the 2 previous opponents did. Harvey Price, Crawford is ready to kick ass. Lawrence, no, I do like Crawford. I'm just being honest. If you don't sound like it, my guy. You don't sound like it. You sound like an in the classic Crawford hater that says you like him because you really don't have a choice. He's a great fighter. But then when it's time to talk about it, you hate on him. You talk bad about his opponents. You say he don't got a good resume and then still say that you like him. Nah, I don't buy it. David O, you might as well burn or flush that money down the toilet. If you putting money on Canelo, flush it down the toilet. Assad, you Bathar, you not heard of Han? because he in Pakistan. Well, eventually, if he's good, I'll hear about him. But right now, I don't know who that is, my brother. Lawrence Carmichael. That worked both ways. Ozzy, true. My peoples, I'm about to end this live, but I want to let you guys know I'm gonna go back on live. There's some fights tonight, and I'm gonna be tuning into those fights. So I'm gonna be live again. Yo, my peoples, I promise you, a lot of you are new to the channel and you never see me calling a fight. So I want you guys to see, Asad, stop repeating that name. You're repeating it over and over. It's not gonna make me recognize it, my guy. I'm not gonna recognize it because you keep repeating it, and I don't know if you're just saying something funny. But again, my peoples, I will be live again, maybe in about half an hour, to call the fights. Yo, if you're new to the channel and you never see me calling the fights, don't miss it, my peoples. I promise you, this is something different. This is something new. I'm about to get out of here. I want to give a shout out to Ozzy, Lawrence Carmichael, Mark Cole, Maker, John Parham, Kester Luke, Jay Jones, Assad, and everybody else who showed up. Y'all already know, my peoples. One love, salute. I'm JSmiff. This is Box Center, your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. I'll see you guys in about an hour. We got to talk boxing, man. I'm going to be calling this fight for you guys. Bam. See you in a few. I'm out of here.